Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the summer premiere. It's North America. We've done EU earlier, so check the past broadcasts and rewatch some of that if you want. But we're getting things started. My name is Evan Rayner. Nick Keogh, Hi-Rez pretty here joining me as well, and we're ready to kick things off. Pretty exciting here for us to get into set 2 for North America.
Absolutely. It's going to be Team Cryptik versus Swarm, one of the squads that made it into the scene barely by the skin of their teeth in the final 2 weeks. You can see the maps there. Frog Isle is where they will begin their quest for glory towards DreamHack Valencia in this set. Now, Swarm have a lot to prove right now, as they did, like we said, barely make it in by the skin of their teeth in the last couple of weeks of qualifiers. You know, people are starting to call them out. You know, what can these guys do? What happens when you take away Drogoz? That was sort of their bread and butter. Denial let them get it 5 games in a row. I don't think the same thing is going to be said for Team Cryptik.
The thing is, Denial don't love Drogoz, right? But Evulli, we mentioned, he's a guy that loves Drogoz. And if it's available, especially on a map like Frog Isle, he's going to want to take it. So it's up to Random Noob and the side of Swarm to see how they can combat in the champion select here against maybe the Dragon being on the other side, or if they'll be able to take it and what that might cost them in terms of other pots in the draft.
Cryptik with the first pick, and there it is. No, sir, not today. They steal it away immediately. They know how critical it is, or has been, you know. Swarm, how hard have they been hitting the lab? What else can they bring out? They probably are just as aware as everyone else how critical Drogoz has been to their success. Obviously, they're probably working as quick as they can to get other stuff online. Yeah. You know, and it's not just Random Noob, right? There's 4 other people on this team. And
if you're that good with Drogoz, if you're a streamer of the game, you know, Random Noob, if you're experienced with the game, you know other champions. And Drogoz may be your bread and butter, but it doesn't mean that you can't play a Bomb King well. You can't play this well. At a competitive professional level where thousands of dollars are at the end of the line, we'll see if they can answer that call. But still, should at least be able to compete here. I like the draft so far. Grab the Saris. Cassie and Inara locked in for Team Cryptik. As a last pick for Swarm here is a Torvald.
Okay.
Surprising me here with that pick, Nick.
Yeah. So even with Barrack still on the table, that's what they're going to go for their frontliner. Grok is the response for Team Cryptik. Now this Torvald, probably going to go the way of Field Study here. Good combination, good synergy with the Bomb King. And Droxus still on the table. Another good option for them to shut down maybe something that has been overlooked. No flanker draft from Cryptik, so Swarm just going to be picked up here and pressuring out Frog Isle. You know, this seems like it was all today that this happened, but Knessa on Frog Isle, all 3 games that we've seen it.
Well, you know, Knessa is a great secondary pick for those watching in your ranked drafts as well. What you wait for as the last pick is to see if at that final 4th or 5th, Team Cryptik pick up a flanker. And the fact that they don't pick up a flanker leaves you with the opportunity, if you feel Knessa can stay safe enough, to actually pick her up. See what they can do. doesupz will be on Exaction. Cassie is going to be Mother's Grace for iDropBodies Inara. Combustible, Dragon, Evulli, all dangerous combinations. Totemic Ward for Kusqt's Grok, and Half Shell Makoa for WarDoom.
For their opponents, MrHazee will be on Mortal Reach. Random Noob TV will be playing Accelerant Bomb King. Fire will be playing Eagle Eye Knessa, the newest member, stepping in for, I believe, is Vandy, who is not really playing with them anymore. Badmit will take Aerial Assault for his Ruckus. And Amos there, you can see him on the scoreboard. That is going to be their Torvald player. A little bit of an issue there with his data loading in his loadout information, but kicking things off here, Kusqt on his Grok, and Totemic Ward looking to get up in the faces of Team Swarm right off the bat.
And we should be able to tell if we spectate him kind of what style he's going for, but already Evulli just making quick work, going into the back line, pressuring the Knessa, and now really pressuring this Torvald here. He is just falling to pieces, and that is just a puzzle that will not be complete. He's going to have to go back to base. Random Noob TV throws the Grumpy, but Evulli is just doing too much work in this fight.
Big fire spits as well. Gets the CC immunity from that Totemic Ward to actually just eat the Grumpy Bomb and not really care about it. Salvo comes out as well. Random Noob TV with the first kill back onto iDropBodies, but 1 kill is not nearly enough as the guys of Team Cryptik fall apart against their first team fight here.
Purposefully damaging yourself so Kusqt can get some more healing numbers? Okay, Evulli, I see it. That's why Kus is always top healing charts. They just basically take these breaks.
They're cheating.
Help them cheat on those stats, but that's not cheating at all. Evulli wants to tell everybody who's the real fire in this match. It goes with Drogoz, and he's going to be raining down lava from the skies. The rocket's hurting so much, and Torvald nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Bounced around like a freaking ball, and he is going to be falling very soon. Overtime taken away, but no chance here.
Salvo primed and ready. No real response there from Swarm. Getting a little bit abused by this Drogos and doesn't shut down. The Kinessa's not shutting down the Drogos hard enough, and for me, we're really starting to see that lack of Vandy on his Indroxes. 100%, if he was still playing with them, he's picking up Andro, he's getting to the back line, he's getting in Evulli's face, and he's shutting him down. Yeah, and the Torvald pick again, something we haven't seen in this meta. Frog Isle, still a decent map for him. His ultimate 63% charge, and here's a convergence. Can they find anything off of it? Fire's gonna finally kill Evulli, but Swarm will lose their healer yet again. MrHazee will fall. A nice play by randomnoobtv. Hits doesupz off the wall. Spray, buddy, spray, but he's running away. He's scared. WarDoom coming after him, but he's gonna win this trade. Almost. Barely.
Still impressing, though, I think. On
that was kind of funny. He missed 2 shots, and then he just says, F it, Poppy bombs off the map. I'm done with this. I'll see you later, dude.
He pressed the eject button and basically just went flying there, and luckily sent one of his enemies down into the drink as well. Up into the air, though. The sky is where Ruckus wants to live. WarDoom with the half shell, just going to place that, give him the shielding, and then run away while he gets healed up. Team Cryptik about to push this through. Gets the fire spit off as well. Good poke damage onto the Torvald. randomnoobtv goes down. Dragon Punch is at the ready. Don't even really look like they need it. Salvo comes out, but Torvald able to barely keep himself alive. Long-range fire spit here won't connect. The fire spit directly impacted that Ruckus, giving him a little bit of a damage boost here, but pretty easy breezy conversion there for Cryptik once again. Plenty of ultimates left in the tank there. 3 ultimates in particular that we're looking at. Ancient Rage, Dragon Punch, as well as the Scout. Big item pickups coming on as well. A little bit out in front, but not too much. Random Noob able to keep up. Fire 500 credits, so he's sitting about 100 short of where he wants to be. He's hoping to get that Cauterize 2 online, but still not quite there, and that's going to be a big issue for Swarm, not being able to shut down 60% as opposed to only 30% with Cauterize 1. 100%. Salvo ready and primed for Evulli. He wants to go into the battle, and you know, just with the Mastery 20, showcasing how much he knows, understands, loves this champion, and they're not scared at all. Nice, actually, anticipatory Torvald Hyper Beam. Doesn't quite work the way that they planned it out. Doesn't hit the mid-air fire spit as well. Super high degree of difficulty on that shot, but he's gonna run through the totem, actually get healing, and he's not gonna connect with the Dragon Punch. Evulli will fall, Fire will get the kill, and he'll get 2 in this fight. Now needs to get more. There's still work to be done here. Random Noob still alive. Misses that shot onto doesupz. Jump shot actually will cost him his life. doesupz finds it from a long way of late. Random Noob rolling in on this King Bomb. Very healthy. Looking for someone, looking for anyone there, but finds absolutely nothing. You may be my jester, and unfortunately the joke is on Bomb King this time around. Saris barely able to survive. Shadow Travel will heal her for now, but oh, Fire, get over here, Makoa says. The ultimate from Saris pulls her in, but not enough damage to follow through. WarDoom on a 14 streak, and then pops the Ancient Rage to keep it alive. He's swinging with the anchor, and it looks like Torvald will run away in fear. Objective captured. Team Cryptik still in control. Holding down the front line here, trying to keep this space available to his team just so they can free push the payload up to this corner as best they can. doesupz finding a lot of poke onto that Kinessa from a long way away, and winning that sniper duel in that previous team fight may have been the big turning point there. Fire would have had a good angle on the rest of the members of Team Cryptik if he could have just stayed alive. 2 minutes remain here. Still a lot of work to be done for Swarm. And here's an Hexafire coming through. It's going to get nothing for his troubles. Badmit will fall to doesupz, and doesupz will finally fall to Fire. 2 kills for the sniper, but WarDoom again flanking. 16 streak for him. It's just so typical. WarDoom doesn't feel like he knows what dying is in most of these games, and just such a clinical frontline player, always maximizing his kill to death ratio. He shell spins away and just forsakes Kusqt at the cost of his own streak. He needs to keep it going. He's got a reputation to uphold here for not dying, sitting on a 16 streak right now. WarDoom always knows when just to get out of trouble. Dragon Punch is ready if Evulli elects it. It's a great way to kickstart a team fight, as well as that's one of the few ultimates that Team Cryptik have available, but Fire shuts him down very early on. And they also just aren't scared. They're not scared at all. This is a bit of a hazing, you might say. And there goes the size to make it crash, trying to fight it, and that is such a good combination of damage. iDropBodies takes MrHazee, speaking of hazing. Kusqt goes into the totemic, goes into the ultimate there for Grok. No totem, but he will not survive.
Evulli looking like he wants to tear the rest of this team fight apart, though. One more fire spit could do it. It's going to come over the top. The DOP is going to clean up the kill onto 2 members. But the respawn proximity advantage starting to come through for Swarm. They have 3 members still here to defend, and Bodies trailing up the long end of this reinforcement pool.
And was that a convergence that just went? I wonder if he's the one who got the kill on to WarDoom, because it seems like a full convergence ready to go yet again. Might have been able to get all of that streak and add it back onto the ult charge. And WarDoom now looking to hit a hook, misses it, but this is crucial for Swarm to defend here. They lose one, and that's big time. Are they going to lose Random Noob as well? Fire and him are so low. Big time, combustible. Evulli looking to finish things off, but he might have already done what his team needs him to do.
4 seconds remain here. Only 1 left. No shadow travel either. WarDoom hooks her out. Fire Spit sends her home. MrHazee, see you later. Team Cryptik. Clean victory here on Frog Isle, moving up and over Swarm.
That emote was quite descriptive, I would say.
Of how it went.
Did, on the point. And you're right, of how it went. Swarm were tested. They got their Drogos taken away, which is a key to their qualifying path here, and they didn't show up. But not only that, I really do think of this like hazing. I feel like, okay, you're playing with the big boys now. We're the top dogs. We're going to run at you. We're going to be confident. We have no fear at all from you guys. We do not respect you at all because you haven't been here. And so it's going to be up to Swarm to take those days where things go not great and still bounce back from this. It happens. They've got to keep going.
How can they keep their head held high here? 62,000 damage. So similar performance to Stolzy despite getting 4-0'd. Far and away the top damage in this game by about 10,000 there over doesupz, the next closest on Team Cryptik. Not a bad showing from Random Noob. It's going to take the rest of his team stepping up. And just a couple of little things going wrong. A little bit weird in the draft for me. The Torvald's a new thing. Maybe they're trying to make it work. I don't know if that's just a new strategy they're trying, or if that's Amos, so that's where he's most comfortable. The Kinessa, maybe not the best choice. Hasn't really worked out super great so far on Frog Isle. Cybe 8 almost made it work, but definitely a very high for that character. But also, if it's not working, there's not a lot of room for her to come back.
I would have rather seen, to be honest, instead of Torvald, I probably would have rather seen an Ashe there. I think you don't go too wrong, and I think you have an opportunity to knock off a lot of people, knock them away from the point. I think Frog Isle is one of those maps where you could see Ashe play a big difference maker with just hitting one important knockback, one important kinetic burst. But doesn't see it now. Not sure if she's going to get picked up today. Players still very wary to get started well and not put any crazy factors in there.
Serpent Beach, though, going to be the selection for map number 2. If anyone's going to do it, it might as well be Swarm. They got to figure out something. They're kind of scrambling for a strategy right now, looking for some footing against the top team. And if you're not, I don't know if, everyone's different, but if you're not going into this being like, we're going to beat these guys, we're going to 4-0 them back to back, or we're going to escape 2-0 in this series. I don't know if their head's there, but maybe they're saying, all right, we're probably not going to win today. Let's just use it as a good learning experience. Let's try some new stuff, figure something out. Maybe that's where their head's at with the Torvald. I wouldn't be surprised to see anything from Swarm at this point. Yeah,
Team Cryptik probably going to go for a similar play, but maybe they just say, you know what? On Serpent Beach, Androxus is that much more important. Swarm, I cannot see them giving up the Drogos here. I would anticipate a Drogos.
They take it into it all the time.
Right here, and as well as a tank. I'm not sure which one they'll go. The Torvald threw me off so much that I don't know who they're prioritizing. Ruckus was kind of, I think, a significant approach if you take last game's priorities.
Yeah,
there it is.
Random Noob will run Fusillade, I think, more often than most people.
Sure.
Even though you've got a couple people running Wormjets, a couple people running Fusillade. Paul's kind of the mainstay there for Fusillade just because he is so good, so accurate. But not only that, it gives him a better chance, a better matchup against Androxus than I think Combustible does. And staying alive against that matchup, winning that 1v1 is going to be something not only that he needs to do, but something that they've done in the past. They pocket heal him with Torvald, maybe give him a bubble if they pick that again. But the Saris can keep Paul Random Noob alive long enough for him to be able to take down what is likely to be iDropBodies on the Androxus, for sure.
At hit scan healing and just the guaranteed 4,000 healing possibly coming up. The 3,000 to 4,000, depending on if you have Rejuvenate, super strong for him, especially in those duels. And it's fast enough, right? So that Androxus definitely can't finish you unless he's headshotting you before that heal starts to take place early game. Maldamba selected and Bomb King rounding out Team Cryptik's lineup, looking very strong and very heavy. And now Swarm have the chance to counterpick. Will it be the Kinessa, the Shaolin?
Okay.
Decided on. Not a bad choice.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
What's
so
he
they don't go
here?
for a flank. A good babysitter as well for Random Noob on this Drogos against both a Bomb King dive and an Androxus dive. Shaolin, one of the best responders to just go toe-to-toe, and I mean, the implant stun is enough as well.
Yeah.
Being able to follow up on that, it's going to be able to kill just about anyone. I mean, even if it's an Inara diving, if she gets stunned into the wall, all that follow-up damage from both Planet as well as Fuselot, if he goes for it, going to be so much damage. However, doesupz will be on Makoa for Team Cryptik, running half shell. iDropBodies looking to take down Random Noob on his Darkstalker and Androxus. Evulli on Accelerant Bomb King. Kusqt will be on Ripened Gourd for his Maldamba, and Mother's Grace will be the selection for WarDoom's Inara.
Mortal Reach run by Saris on MrHazee. randomnoobtv running the Fuselage Drogos. Fire on Desert Shadow Shaolin. Really good legendary on this map. Just gives him the first shot advantage a lot. Amos going to be running Aerial Assault, Ruckus, and Badmit on Architectonic's Barrack as they get into the 2 Cauterizes, 2 Wreckers, and a morale boost for Saris here.
I don't know if you need double Wrecker against just a Makoa.
But for Shaolin and Drogos, they're decent picks, right? I mean, it's not a bad thing to ever get that on those high-hitting champions because they get a lot of value from it. But we'll see if the value is kind of gotten here or if this Desert Shadow is where the value really lies. Fire with the first kill in the fight. Nice impale on the Cus. And now iDropBodies, though, is going to pull him in onto that Makoa.
He goes down. Evulli finds 1 stick from a distance, looking for another. Fire Spit's going to put some poke out, but not a whole lot of important damage there. Salvo primed and ready. Thrust up into the air. It's going to come out onto the tanks, but snagged out of the sky. doesupz showing why he belongs on that secondary tank.
Half shell so good, too. Saved his life and just allowed the Gourd to heal him up through and just shut down anything Random Noob was doing to follow up. A nice slither as well. Kusqt to avoid some damage, and doesupz picks up the next kill. So he has really had a big impact on this fight. I'd say doesupz has been the MVP for this fight for me. Just getting a lot of clutch pulls onto Random Noob and Fire.
It's going to be important. It helps his team, I think, letting Bodies get what he's comfortable on and still having a really outstanding impact. There's the hook just to cancel the Planet, and the follow-up damage is really good right now. Despite not having pluck, there has always been kill potential off the back of doesupz hooks.
So confident as well. Doesn't even shoot him before. He knows the withdraw was just used. Knows the Planet is there. He's got no way to escape that hook, but instead just hooks him there. He's got his teammate, says, you know what, let's finish him off. He's calling for it in comms, and they do so. iDropBodies over to the right side. This flank is what is so valuable that Swarm was missing last game. Just creating the pressure, the peel on the right side. But iDropBodies now finds himself in a bad spot. Not taken down, though.
As he get taken down, this Dragon Punch is going to find the kill onto WarDoom. Fire finds doesupz as well. They weren't able to find iDropBodies. There he goes, down in the back line. Both of those frontliners finally track down Androxus. One will pay the blood price, however, for that Evulli, credited with that kill. Not a whole lot gained, not a whole lot lost for either team, however. 1 minute and 22 still on the clock here. Team Cryptik still looking to get 5 strong before they start this push once again.
Random Noob has to be careful of doesupz. He's going to be looking for that, but Bodies finds him out as well. A couple of shots. Bodies will get that. Get wreck spray.
Yep.
And then the accursed arm here. Trying to find MrHazee. Shadow travel will help to secure his safety for now, but Amos will fall. And now MrHazee, forced out of that to try and heal, is under pressure.
I don't have a lot of pressure on Evulli right now, though. Free firing from the back line, just keeping himself safe. Salvo gonna put some poke out. There's the Grumpy Bomb on the point. Not a whole lot left for Swarm to do with only 2 members alive and in contention of the point right now. They're gonna go down 2-0 as they were in the previous game here. That was a quick conversion as well, so level 2 offensives are not online for Swarm. Team Cryptik with a big advantage heading into this round.
And this is where the sprays come in, Nick. This is where you start to see the attitude of Team Cryptik that has gotten them into trouble sometimes. It's made them stars in many ways in the North America, whereas a lot of people know about them because of this trash talking. They are not afraid to go to your face, get a kill, and emote and spray on your body every single time to let you know they think they're the best.
Absolutely. And trash talk, it makes the high higher, but the low is lower. You got more to lose when you have that type of attitude, and, you know, Cryptik they've been okay with being the villains. Kusqt in particular has been okay with being the guy that, you know, everybody is kind of, you know, doesn't like his trash talk, think it's a little bit too much, but it all comes down to just getting in their heads. Here comes the King Bomb over the top and right into the head of randomnoobtv. They're letting him know they're the focus of their ire right now, taking him down first.
But Evil, have you seen his play right now? This is mechanical genius on Bomb King. The backwards fadeaway Poppy Bomb mid-air off the mount, and then goes into the ultimate, throws the Poppy Bomb down, and actually, a lot of people don't know this. You can ult, stay still, and then if you are standing at the perfect angle, press F and Poppy Bomb yourself into the trajectory that you want, and that's exactly how he's able to get the kill. Nice wall from Manara, but Evulli falls despite that.
That's going to be it. 3 up now. Cryptik, look for this conversion. Bodies keeping this momentum, looking strong here. Not with a good, not a good position for randomnoob to be in. He is being dredge anchored in and just pinned to the wall time and time again. And big back foot situation. This is the momentum, though. This is the item advantage, the experience advantage coming into play right now from Team Cryptik. They have everything to lose and nothing to prove.
And badmit, Amosts, I need to see them step up for me here. These are guys that are holding clutch positions for this team. So far, have not gotten the better of anybody on Team Cryptik and have really just almost been sideline figures in my eyes. randomnoobtv taking so much pressure, but when he falls, the whole team can't collapse. And that's what I want to be seeing here, especially if they're going to be in the Summer Premier qualifier and really look to make sure that they can have a solid team going ahead into the future of these games.
Nice dredge anchor off the high ground here. Pulls Ruckus into a bad spot. He looks to just make this a wild goose chase, which I think is smart. And Team Cryptik, they're falling for it. You know, WarDoom getting that wall for the separation. They're going to get this free pick eventually. It buys some time. We'll have to see if it's worth it by the end of things. But now moving in with a man advantage. Team Cryptik to close out the game in the set.
Good fire spit, though. Inara with the Earthing Guard, trying to get out of the convergence range. Prince Danny TV, excuse me, the iDropBodies on the Androxus, just a champion both of them love, is going to be connecting and collecting kills for his KDA. And Amos up into the air. It's not going to save you, buddy. Hopefully the stars look nice, because that's the last thing you'll see before it seems like the defeat screen pops up on your end. Team Cryptik with another convincing victory.
And you know, we don't really know what their masteries are, but doesupz sporting that mastery skin, he's hitting the blue. That's level 15. He's pretty experienced on the character. It's not something we're traditionally used to seeing from him, but he's looked like he's more than ready to take up arms. One of the more seamless transitions, I think, from a guy going from more of a damaging role, but he's always been pretty flexible, him and Kusqt. Looking really strong on that Makoa for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is when you have guys that are that flexible, that mature, that experienced, and they know Paladins from the beginning to now, you can have them have those masteries and then flex a different role to pick the right team comp. What we're seeing here is Swarm having situations where Drogos being on their team, being not on their team, could sway their effectiveness in game. You can't let one champion determine whether you win or not, and that is less likely to happen on these veteran squads of players like Team Cryptik.
Still 52,000 damage for randomnoob's Drogos there. And the story for Swarm is just all of these rookies, they got to find their identity. They got to find their footing in this Premier qualifier. Whereas, you know, the more experienced teams, it's more of a question of what are we looking for? We're pretty much convinced we're going to qualify for DreamHack if we're the top 2 seeds. You got to go in with that mentality. But they got to figure out, you know, who do we want where? Who are we most comfortable? We got our veteran guys like doesupz and Kusqt. You know, they got to play. They got to fill almost. They got to get their rookies where they're comfortable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They really do. And, you know, experiences like this help to bring the players who are here a little bit closer to here, because the loss is a win when you're looking at it as, hey, every day I'm getting better. That's what these guys need to take into the Summer Premier. They're going to have other games that are good or bad, but just learn from it and hopefully expand your ability to compete. We've got one more set coming for you at the end of the day. And by the way, doesupz, you see that mastery pose right there?
18.
18. He's bringing and showing the flexibility for these guys on Team Cryptik. Looking strong. We'll see what happens in the last set of the day in North America. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.